log, start date 2021-0610. It's Thursday. We just got on Interstate 72 heading west. We're heading for Colorado. The whole family. Got Diane and Amanda and Kyle and Laylu. It's gonna be fun. Just a few days out in Colorado should reinvigorate everybody. That's the plan. We'll keep our fingers crossed that we all come back in one piece after climbing down the mountain. Technology. Mom. Technology, Mom. That's how this works.
It's not moving.
Go try it.
All right.
Moving. It's moving, but maybe you need to go another way.
The bottom is not.
Try it the other way.
Yeah, I hear it.
There you go. Oh. There you go.
If it comes back on you, get out of the way.
Yep. She knows.
Yeah, I think it's going this way.
Yeah, watch out.
Okay, come around on that side. Just be ready to step out of the way. Go ahead.
Nope, that one's
Got to get rocking again. I know, I'm watching.
You got it. Keep going.
Starting to break loose.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Keep it rocking. It's coming right towards this tree. He's stuck on a tree branch.
Dipping.
Gets past that tree branch, I think she'll be good.
You want Kyle to come help you finish it?
Yeah.
He just probably put an arm on it.
He'll just put his little finger in it.
Breaking through right there.
She's actually an extinct volcano, a tiny one, but extinct nonetheless. The entire area here actually was the caldera or top of a much larger volcano. About 35 million years ago, that darn volcano was so large, it didn't really erupt so much as it imploded. When that happened, all the goodies, the silver, the gold, rhyolite, whatever, get pushed up to the surface. Well, on October 2nd, 1890, a man by the name of Bob Womack went beneath our train, found gold, that got all this going.
Are you recording her? Or are you recording yourself? Can I have it? Cool. Why won't she give it to me?
Spanky boy.
Drop it. Let me have it. Drop it. Oh, wrong way. You've chosen the wrong way. Somebody toss it back. Oh boy, she's not gonna be able to get it. Toss it back that way. Oh no, she's not gonna get it.
Geno's log, stardate 2021-0613, coming to you from the top of Pike's Peak. Just rode up on the cog rail. I'm gonna walk around for a little bit before my daughter, my son-in-law, my brother, and my niece and I hike down off of Pike's Peak. It's gonna be a long day, but it should be enjoyable. This is not something I would recommend for the faint of heart or those with breathing problems. I've brought along oxygen, lots of water, backpack, toilet paper. Yeah. So, over my shoulder you see construction equipment. The Summit House is still under construction. The old Summit House is being torn down. The new Summit House is scheduled to open in 5 days. That's the new schedule. The parking lot for the those driving up will not be open for a while. So they're not going to allow people to drive up yet. So mostly those who take the train, the cog rail. So we're going to go look around here for a little bit. I'll take some video, take some pictures, show you what's going on, then we're going to hike off of this mountain. Okay, we're at the 3/4 mark. Snowing just a little bit. This is rough at the top. We have snow to go across. So, fun times ahead.
No vlogging on the...
So, no way am I going to hold this thing while we're walking this top part. We'll let you know
further in some of the video. This is mountain goat territory.
Going this way?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can see it on the other side of that rock.
What'd he say?
I don't know. Oop, there's a slippery rock. Felt a raindrop.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, then I'm not gonna travel. I was gonna put this back in the pack, but if it's gonna rain, I don't want it in the pack.
Yep, there's another one. Getting ready to rain. I can't tell if it's rain or snow.
I think it's rain. It doesn't feel cold enough to be snow.
So, not a place to pull out the park is, huh?
Might be a good little stopping spot.
Making noise a minute ago.
That one's name is Jasper.
Jasper.
The other two we saw were Franklin and Frederick. What?
These were ferns. Those little green things. Those ferns that we saw on the property.
We're just below the cloud line.
Just in time.
Although it looks like it's filling in down here.
Yeah.
Coming up out of the valley.
Means we need to get moving.
Yeah. Here, woodpecker. Woodpecker.
Okay, so what happened? Did our intrepid explorers make it off the mountain? Well, of course we did. Oh, but just barely. The last 6 miles were awful. At mile 2.5, that's 2.5 miles from the bottom, we sent my brother and my niece ahead. Just go. We'll see if we can make it off the mountain. At the mile 2, we'd stop for a break. At mile 1.5, we'd stop for a break. At mile 1, we'd stop for a break. And then it was about every quarter mile after that, we were to the point where we couldn't hardly move. When I say we, Amanda was doing fine, but Kyle, my son-in-law, and I were just about to die. It was all we could do to move. It was getting bad. We did make it off the mountain. We made it to the end of the trail. My wife was waiting in the pickup truck along with Leilu. The last 100 feet walk from the end of the trailhead, or the start of the trailhead, to the pickup truck took forever. I'll bet it was over a minute, that walk. The rest of the evening was just nothing but pain and recuperation and sleep. So this video is the next day on our way home, somewhere in either eastern Colorado or western Kansas. We pulled into a rest area. And the only reason I show this is because it demonstrates how sore both Kyle and myself were. It's actually kind of comical if you look at it. Geno's log, stardate 2021-0615. It's Tuesday. It is 2 days after we hiked down Pike's Peak. The reason I haven't said anything sooner is because I've been too sore, too tired, too worn out. We were traveling. Let's just say it this way. I have done a lot of hiking this year. I do a lot of walking. In a regular course of a day, I'll get 3 or 4 miles in easy. On the weekends, I've been known to get 11, 12 miles of walking in, mowing yards, going hiking, that type of thing. And I'd never seen winded or anything like that at any point. Hiking trails. I've gone out on trails throughout Illinois. Not a lot, just a few. And always enjoyed myself. And some of them have been, 11 miles. Recents have been 3 and 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles, that type of thing. And I've enjoyed myself, never winded, muscles, no problem at all. Everything just great. So, it got to the point where I was doing regularly 9, 10 miles a day on a weekend. And I'm going, yeah, this is nothing, If I'm not even winded now, going down Pike's Peak, I'll be a cinch. No. Folks, if you may be an avid hiker in Illinois, you may be an avid hiker in Kansas or Iowa or something like that, some of these flat states. But if you live in the mountains and you're hiking up and down those mountains, you're in a lot better shape than us out here. And let me tell you, I found that out on Sunday. We rode to the top of Pike's Peak on the new cog rail. The summit house was supposed to be open. It's not. They're not done fixing it yet. They're working on it. They're expecting it, I think it was July 15th, but I'm not positive. It was the 15th, whether it was June 15th or July 15th. Of course, we were there on June 13th. So either way, the summit house is still closed. The parking lot's not done. So even if they get the summit house open, they won't be able to have any cars drive up there until after the parking lot's done. The big summit stone that has always sat in the same spot up there as long as I can remember is not there. I don't know why it's not there, but it's not there. It's been moved or broken or something. It's just not there. It's the thing that everybody takes a picture in front of. The summit itself, they've built walkways so that it protects you from falling off the mountain. I've shown pictures that such beautiful views, but the places I used to stand to look at those views are now blocked from people getting to. You can see those places, but they don't want you going out there because they don't want you falling and killing yourself or injuring yourself, and they have to come get your dumb ass. So, speaking of dumbasses, we get off the train, took the cog rail to the top, get off the train, look around, do our sightseeing, get prepared, and take off, following Barr Trail. There's a few of you out there watching this that might know what I'm talking about. Barr Trail is, I believe, 14 miles long, somewhere between 12 and a half and 14 miles. I can't remember. My Apple Watch recorded 13.8, I think it was. We started out at 12:38. At mile marker 8, I started to fail. Now, when I say mile marker 8, that's mile marker from the bottom. So that's 8 miles yet to get to the bottom. I'm starting to fail, and bad. I'm actually thinking, am I going to make it off this mountain? Turns out I wasn't the only one thinking that. My son-in-law and I were both in serious problems getting down. He just kept his mouth shut longer than I did. Mile 6, I tripped, that I can remember, I tripped over a block of a small stone. And it's one of those stones that anybody else, no problem, they just slid right past it. But me, and of course, we're already on a slope, downward slope, and I just start falling. I caught myself eventually, but I thought for sure I was going down. Near the top, I slipped on snow. I mean, we walked through snow, water, boulders, gravel. I tripped at the top a couple times, got the shins, walked into a couple of boulders. I conked my knee pretty good on one boulder about halfway down. But we got to mile 6 and I had faded fast. 6 more miles was going to kill me. I knew it was. Nothing I can do about it. They don't come and get you without charging you an arm and a leg and then calling you stupid, because that's what you are. Mile 6, I sit down. Oxygen, take oxygen. I think I took some Tylenol, had a bite to eat, and we had it out again. And this happened about every half mile. I have to sit for a bit. We got to about mile marker 2.5, and I'm the one that's sitting most of the time. I'm the one that's having to stop because I'm dying. I'm the oldest in the group. The third oldest in the group, my son-in-law, he's in the same boat I am. Not quite as bad, I don't think, but he's getting there. The second oldest, my brother, is just, he's got some issues going on with his knees and hips, but he's doing pretty good. For him, he's an athlete. He's always biking or hiking or walking, playing basketball, that type of thing. So he's in excellent shape. My niece, I think she's close to that. She's always hiking, and I think she was in the mental mood, I'm going to show you guys that I can do this. And kept saying, let's keep going, let's keep going. I think she was pretty peaked by the time she got to the bottom, but at mile marker 2.5, it got to be, you know, they're wanting to go, so we let my brother and my niece just head on. And I think we were another 2 hours behind them getting off that mountain. They left, and it was another 2 hours before we got off that mountain. It took us 2 hours to get more than 2 miles off that mountain. So the last 2 miles of this thing, not very much of it's flat. It's all downhill and steps. Some of the steps are just rocks, and you're stepping down anywhere from 2 inches to 14 inches, 16 inches going down. Any place there was an actual step built, a lot of times the dirt on the step below was worn out, so you were stepping down anywhere from 10 to 14 inches. Some places they actually had a wooden railing made out of logs, anywhere from 4 to 6, 7 inches in diameter. But being as bad a shape as we were, we got to the point where walking down a step was killing us. The muscles were so bad. Every time we stopped, our muscles were jelly. It's just, you can't believe how bad it was until you've been there. The last 2 sets of steps, I held on to those damn railings so tight just to keep from falling. I took 1 step at a time and went down 1 step at a time very slowly. At the end of Barr Trail, I walked across to the parking lot, or across the parking lot to the truck where my wife and my grandpup were waiting. And I bet a distance of maybe 100 feet. And I'll bet it took me a full minute to walk it. A full minute. I was in such pain. It felt great to get the backpack off, throw it in the back of the truck. It felt great to get in the truck and sit and just collapse into the truck. Squirt some more oxygen. Squirted a lot of oxygen. Lots of oxygen. So, which brings me back to the beginning here. People who live in Illinois and these flatter states, and they go hiking all the time, they may go cross-country running, they may do all of that. You're not prepared for Pikes Peak. You need to do mountain hiking, up and down, mountain hiking. I don't care if you do overnight camping or what. It's a completely different thing. And there are going to be guys out there commenting on this that I'm a dumbass, and I will agree. Why do I say that? Why am I a dumbass? Because I was not prepared for this hike. I said I was, I thought I was, I felt like I was not prepared. My son-in-law was not prepared. Amanda was fairly well prepared, but not completely. My son-in-law, Kyle, and I both agree we will never do something as stupid as that again. Amanda says she might want to do it again. Okay, no, not me. All right, I hope she does some more training before she does, because it was difficult. I mean, all the water you got to take with you. We used up, each of us used up a bladder. At least Kyle and I both used up a bladder. That's what was that? A gallon of water in the bladder. Plus, I went through 4 water bottles, sizes of water. Not sure that was enough. I took along oxygen. I had 2 bottles with me. Each have 220 shots, is what they say. Monday morning, mine was almost empty. That's how much oxygen I kept pumping into me. The thing about oxygen is it helps get it into your system faster than just regular breathing. It helps at high altitude. You get high altitude sickness. Basically, you're not getting enough air and your body can't compensate. So the oxygen helps. It also helps when you're doing something as athletic as this is, that's this hard to take care of. Yeah, this was an aggressive walk. Got her done. Need to wet my whistle. So, where did it start hurting first on my body? It started with the calves, the backs of the calves. And anybody that's seen me knows I have some huge calves. I was a bicycle rider in my youth. I rode bikes everywhere. I have some huge calves. I also used to work out in high school just on my legs. And I don't know why I worked out on my legs, because my upper body suffered. I didn't do anything with my upper body. Since then, I move safes for a living. A lot of equipment. So it's in better shape than it's been. Next place that I hurt, the thighs. It started kind of in the front. And I can't tell you what these muscles are. But then it started working itself around to the outside muscles on the legs. And then it started working itself around to the inside muscles of the legs. So you got to remember, this is all downhill. Every once in a while you'll get an uphill section. And towards the bottom there are more of those than anywhere else. But the rest of the time you're almost constantly going downhill. Sometimes it's a gradual 1-2 degrees, but other times it gets steep. And so you're like in a controlled fall almost all the way down. And this is like 14 miles of controlled fall. So you're trying to keep yourself from falling. So that uses a different set of muscles than you would if you're trying to climb a set of stairs. In fact, going uphill was kind of a relief than going downhill. Now, because of this, and it's constantly, you're using those same muscles over and over and over and over again for 14 miles. In my case, 7.5 hours approximately. Is that right? 7? Yeah, a little over 7 hours. 7.25 maybe, because we started at 12:38 and just before 8 p.m. arrived at the parking lot. So the muscles and such, every time you stop, what is it, peptides or something like that, start to be released from your muscles. Now that causes an issue right there, because now your body has to get rid of those peptides that are being released, or you start to cramp up, which happened to me a couple of times on the trail. And I would stop, massage out the offending muscles, grab something to drink, take a bunch of hits on the oxygen, and a couple of times going down, pop Tylenol. By the time we get to the bottom, I'm done. My legs are mush. There were a couple of times we started out and I thought I was going to collapse. That's how bad it was. If you're not trained in mountain hiking, don't do this. You don't do this. Just don't do it. If you're going to go uphill, which is what a lot of guys do, okay, it's a different set of muscles, but be sure you have a plan for when you get up there. Or if you can't make it, maybe do it half one day, half the next. There's a camp halfway up, like at about the 6.5, 7 mile area. Barr Camp, I think it's called Barr Trail Camp. There's a camp halfway up. Stay there. Camp out. Give your body time to recuperate. Make sure you bring along plenty of food and eat it to get the strength you need. I think that was another thing. We kept forgetting that we had food. We had stuff to eat, trail mix and a bunch of other things, stuff specially designed for hikers. And we weren't taking it as much as we probably should have. Again, if you're not a mountain hiker, don't do this. Don't do it at all. Stay away. Okay, what happened after we got off the mountain? My wife Diane picks us up at the head of Barr Trail. We get in the car. The dog's loving on us because she's missed us. We drive to Woodland Park. Remember, this trailhead is in Manitou Springs. So we drive to Woodland Park where our cabin is at. We get a couple of sandwiches from Wendy's, and that was an issue too. People there were slow, kind of rude, but okay. Got the food back to the cabin, had troubles walking into the cabin. Not kidding you. I got out of the truck and I was so darn stiff that I didn't think I was actually going to make it into the cabin. Walked around the back of the truck, picked my backpack up out of the back of the truck and started towards the back door and thought I was going to hit the gravel. Had 2 steps up on the porch. Wasn't sure I was going to make it. They were actually easier to get up than I thought. Going up. Going down would have been, no, I'd have probably collapsed. And 1 more step into the cabin. Dropped my bag and said, screw it, it's staying right there until tomorrow morning. Walked in, ate my sandwich, jumped in the shower, found out that I had damaged a toe on my right foot. Going to see the doctor tomorrow about it, actually. I've got a toenail that's probably going to fall off. It looks to me like it's broken. Blood blisters are There's one outside the toenail, and it looks like one under the toenail. That's on the right foot. Left foot looks to me like I had a toenail that might have been a little extra long that dug into the toe next to it. Yeah, so we had blood there. That washed up. I took a hot shower. Got out of that hot shower, filled my CPAP machine, took several hits of oxygen, and put some stuff called real-time pain relief on my thighs, all over. Didn't do anything to my calves, but did my thighs. And the way that stuff works is you rub it in, you come back 5 minutes later and you rub it in again. And I did. It helped a little. I'm guessing it was about 9 o'clock or so when I went to bed. Had to have been, because I got like 9.8 hours of sleep. I woke up twice in the middle of the night. I think the windies bit back on me. It could have been the exertion from the day and all the toxins in my body that were trying to get out. But it was all I could do to walk to the bathroom. It was all I could do to sit. And it was all I could do to get back up and then to get back on the bed. It wasn't a standard bed. These were tall beds, the old style tall beds. And, you know, a lot of them made out of logs and that type of thing with the real thick mattresses and box springs and enough room that people can have a party underneath the bed. The dog would wander under the bed because that's where her ball would go. And she'd barely have to duck to crawl underneath there. And that's what it seemed like. There was 2 steps, a set of steps made for people to get into the bed, and the dog loved it because she would get up there so quick and she'd be able to get down. But for somebody like me, it was hard for me to get up there and hard for me to get down out of bed. I got her done, but oh my gosh, the pain was awful. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I got cramps in my legs. That popped me out of bed. I did some more rubbing on my legs, got those settled down. Some more to drink, you know, trying to get hydrated. Some more oxygen, used the bathroom. Like I said, Wendy's was coming back up, I think, or coming out. and try to get back to bed. Again, I got 9.8 hours sleep. That probably helped. I don't know how much my son-in-law got. Not quite that much because I was the first one to go to bed. Move on to Monday. Monday was Flag Day. It's wonderful. We're always got the flag flying at the house and in the shop. Saw flags all over, saw veterans all over, saw people saluting everybody. On our trip back, we did the trip back. We left just before 10 o'clock Mountain Time or 11 o'clock Central Time and headed back for home. We knew it was going to be over 13 hours, so basically 10 minutes till 11 Central Time, we left our cabin in Colorado and started back. We got home at 1:15 approximately in the morning, this morning. I crawled in bed after we had unpacked. Remember now, we got here and then Amanda and Kyle had to drive back home from my house, another 5 miles. After we unloaded the truck and loaded their car back up. So I crawled into bed. It's probably almost 2 o'clock before I crawled in bed and had the alarm set for 6:30. I got 4.2 hours sleep, which means that I didn't get to bed at 2 o'clock on the dot. But I also got up once in the middle of the night. 6:30 I get up, do my thing, get dressed, take this truck in for service. I'm not going to talk to you about that. It's a completely different thing. Got home, ate my breakfast, and went back to bed. It was approximately, if I had to guess, approximately 8:30 I crawled back in bed. The alarm was set for 10:30. I didn't get up until after 11. I think it was a little less than 8 hours sleep in it for the whole evening. Needed it. Things just started blowing up about that time as far as things had to get done. Decided to call the doctor on my toe. Can't get in till tomorrow. Get that toe fixed or looked at. It's just what it is. I could go to urgent care, but I don't think that it's necessary. So, there we go. Don't hike Pikes Peak unless you do a lot of mountain hiking. Unless you're from a mountainous region where you're used to it. You won't make it. You won't make it. Don't do it. I will never do it again. It's checked off my bucket list. And if you've got it on your bucket list and you live in the Midwest and you're in your late 50s, early 60s or later, and you're not in top-notch, excellent shape, can run 100-mile marathons all day long, don't do that. And even if you can do that, I wouldn't like go up Pikes Peak or down Pikes Peak until you're sure you can do it. Go do something else first to see if it's possible. It's a whole other world. That's my public announcement for today. Otherwise, we thoroughly enjoyed this trip. Pikes Peak, hiking down. There you have it. There you have it.